As the past few years have shown, Disney has been on a roll with some of their best movies in years, and some are calling it another Disney renaissance with movies like Wreck-It Ralph, Tangled, and Zootopia. And with Disney on this upstring, they're kind of making up for Pixar being on the downturn right now. But let's get back on topic. Today we're going to be reviewing another movie that keeps this streak for Disney going, named MOANA. So as a whole, the movie's premise isn't exactly special. A girl's parents don't want her to go out on the ocean, and well, she kinda wants to, so she kinda runs away. But the way that these movies usually work out is by the fact that the characters are developed in the first 20 or so minutes to make this plot work well. That's what this movie does very well with MOANA. And the characters on the island are developed, the motivations are given out enough to make it believable and make it work. But as a whole, the story is about an island that is being destroyed by some supernatural phenomena, and MOANA has to go out and try to find this being named Maui, who's a demigod who might have been the cause of why their islands are being destroyed, and all the other islands around them are being destroyed. And she has to go out and find him. See, nothing too special. A girl tries to go find somebody and bring them back, or find something in general. It's nothing too special, but there are a lot of positives that make this story work well. Let's get into them. And the first big thing is, one of my favorite parts of a story is the characters. The story doesn't exactly base everything on the plot. It's more about the characters. The story is built off them. Without them, it wouldn't be that much of a movie, or wouldn't be as entertaining. And Ron Clements and John Musker are the directors and writers of this movie, and like Aladdin and other movies that they've worked on, they do that here. They work off the characters with a very simple premise as a whole, and it works very well, with the main characters being a stupid chicken, a not Disney princess Moana, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And Moana as a whole is very three-dimensional. She's confident, ignorant, she doesn't care if she has to trick somebody in order to work with her, what she does to Maui, and she's a nice person. So as a whole, you never know how her character will play out, and she does have her downfalls, and she doesn't exactly sing to fix her problems. She has to work her way through them, even though she does sing still. But we also have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Maui, or more like himself, because they're basically the same thing, just one's animated and one's real. And pretty much he's an arrogant jerk, and that makes it entertaining because the contrast between the two characters works very well. While one's kind of confident but is kind of ignorant about a lot of things, it works well with a person who thinks they know everything and loves themselves so much. But as a whole, they soon develop into characters that we learn a lot more about and find that there are faults in them, and especially Dwayne. And when they start working together later on, I'm not saying they do or anything, but if they did, it works. It feels genuine. It feels like there is actual growth between the two characters, and rather than, oh man, we just gotta work together now, it actually works well. And as for the characters and who they're voiced by, it fits perfectly. Like I said, Dwayne fits this man to a T. And then there's Aule, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, I'm sorry. But she does an amazing job at Moana, and she has one beautiful voice. And these choices for these characters are spot on. And while the rest of the cast on the island is good, they're not a huge part of the story, but I feel like they're developed enough and their voice actors fit them strong enough to make them work. But as for music and singing, it is beautiful in this movie, having some very catchy songs that will hopefully knock off Let It Go. I highly doubt it, but I wish it would. But we have How Far Will I Go, You're Welcome, and also Shiny, who was kind of a unique song. It had to grow on me some. It was kind of a weird song at first, but surely your kids will love them, and maybe even the parents too. I surely have them stuck in my head since I've seen it. I've seen it twice now, and they're still stuck in my head. But the animation, again, for Disney movies is top tier. It's not anything surprising, except that this movie is beautiful, being that it's in a very tropical area, and it looks absolutely gorgeous, especially them water physics. Wow, those are some good water physics. Also, a big surprise was that Dwayne Johnson can sing. He can do this.
It's electric in St. Louis! Spinebuster from the Rock!
And then he can do this.
Let's begin. Yes, it's really me, it's Maui, breathe it in. I know it's a lot, the hair.
But he's gotta do something!
When you're staring at a demigod.
It's pretty damn impressive. But past the positive, I would say there's only a few things that I would say aren't inherently great about the movie. and that would be the first story. While it does deliver on the message that is trying to be told, it's told very well. The comedy is solid, even though at times the chicken joke was hilarious pretty much throughout the entire movie. It starts to get a little repetitive at the end. You'll see what I mean if you see the movie. But it actually kind of shuts itself out when it gets to the point where, like, okay, this is kind of getting old. But it's still very funny. And there are other jokes that are pretty good too. But as a whole, the story and the plot aren't, like I said earlier, aren't exactly special. There aren't anything new. You can kind of predict what's going to happen. Well, the ending was nice, a little anticlimactic, but still very nice and put together, and made me feel good. Again, nothing too surprising, but if you like that kind of story, if you like simple, straightforward, decent stories with adventure in it, then you will surely love it. But there's also one little nitpicky thing I would like to say is, there's this part, kind of spoilery, when Moana has the ocean kind of help her throughout her journey, and at times it feels like it's kind of inconsistent when it helps out. At times it just lets her go on and do whatever and almost die, and then at times it's like, alright, I'm gonna help you. So, it's not exactly an ex machina, it doesn't go in there and change a whole lot from the story, it just feels like it's a little inconsistent part of the story. But there's nothing inherently I would say is bad about the movie. I think kids and families alike would love the movie. It's catchy, has adventure, charm, beautiful animation, a fun story, great characters, and everything you would want from a Disney movie. And if you like Disney movies, you will love this one. And yeah, I just hope Pixar can pick up the pace a little bit and start to keep up with Disney, because they're the ones running away with it right now. But aside from that, tell me what you thought of Moana. Are you going to go see it now? Did you love the movie? Did you hate the movie? Just tell me down in the comments. And my name's Arcane. Keep late again, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out.